How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and we're in the middle of pulling the motor on the Supra. I should be going live shortly after this, but today, really quickly, just because I'm sick and I also have to spend a lot of time on this, we're just going to quickly talk about what ended up happening with the Subaru. What CarMax did, what we ended up going with, what was the best option, and my reasons for that. And then we'll talk about some other stuff after that. But a lot of people are wondering what went down with the Subaru. So let's start from the beginning. I'm sure all of you probably saw the video of the car catching on fire. And so just a really quick background on that, the lore. We got to get into the nitty gritty of it. The car had some power steering issues for quite some time. We took it to CarMax twice to fix the issue because the first time they didn't fix it. And so the second time we thought they completely did because they completely changed the whole power steering pump. They didn't. We went to go drive it and then post it for sale, kind of showing you guys, hey, look, this car's solid, everything like that. And the car was not solid. So the power steering somehow overflowed. It got aerated. Probably some sort of split in the line. There's air in the system, long story short. If you know about power steering systems, it's as simple as that. Somehow air is getting into the system and it fucked with everything. And the power steering overfilled and lit on fire. From that fire, the car wasn't severely damaged. Like, there wasn't anything charred. Nothing was melted. Nothing bad. It was just the fire from the power steering fluid that was flaming up onto the header. So by no means was the car like outright totaled right out of the gates. It wasn't. I actually looked at the car afterwards and you couldn't see anything like seriously damaged. I did not feel safe driving the car, nor did my girlfriend. I mean, it was primarily her daily, and there's no way I'm gonna have her driving to work and back, potentially getting caught in traffic and having the car burned down while she's on the freeway. That's just not gonna happen. So we contacted CarMax, and CarMax said, well, actually, we had Subaru do the install, so you got to go contact Subaru. And we said, well, actually, we're not going to do that. We're just going to contact some lemon lawyers and see what they say. So that's what we did. We hit up some lemon lawyers, and we started a process to get a case going. Keyword started a process. It led nowhere. It literally led nowhere. The lawyers that we hit up, although recommended by one of my buddies, they were like ass or something. I don't know. Like, they did not get back to us. They set a date for like 3 weeks in advance so we can have a consultation. When that date came, they said that they weren't available for that date. So then they sent another date 2 weeks more in advance. And at that point, I hit up another lemon lawyer and they said our best bet was just to contact CarMax and tell them to buy back the vehicle. So we did that. We contact CarMax again. We went to CarMax corporate, their like customer service center, told them everything that happened, told them we have video and all that stuff, telling them all that, and they said, all right, they're going to get a case going, and they're going to reach out to me with offers of what they want to do. I will say this, they are very quick at lowballing. They are very quick. They got back to me really quick. They said, hey, look, we can either A, investigate why it's happening and repair it, B, take it somewhere and have them repair it like Subaru again, or C, we could probably buy back the vehicle from you. And I was like, okay, let's go with fucking C. I got $100 on C. We're betting C. We want C. Give me C. And they said, okay, bring in the car. We'll appraise it, obviously not based on anything that happened, but we'll appraise it in its current value with miles and stuff like that, and we'll let you know what we think it's worth. Which I already knew they were going to lowball the shit out of me just because I wanted them to buy the car back. I didn't expect every dime I spent on the car, but it's like, hey guys, you guys fucked me over for the last 3 months. You guys sold me a car that can potentially light on fire. Like, if I really wanted to lawyer up, I'm sure I could have, but I was getting impatient. We're paying insurance and we're paying car payments on a car that's just sitting collecting parking tickets because we can't really move it. So we took it down to CarMax and they offered me a whopping $20,000. $20,000. Keep in mind, at this point, I'd already sold all of the aftermarket parts. It's bone stock, so it's not like it had coilovers or the aftermarket hood, and they would have to revert it back to stock. It's stock. I already restored everything back to stock, sold it to some subscribers. It was great. It was like, I actually enjoyed driving it again because it was really smooth. It was not low. It didn't have the aero kit on it. Like, it was great. They said that it was modified, which it wasn't, and then they told me that yeah, that was the best they could do. It was like 20,100 or 21,100. It was low ball, okay, low ball. A couple months earlier, Before all this, when CarMax was repairing it, I, for shits and giggle, got an appraisal on their website, and they quoted it at $28,000. So magically, after this incident happened, no miles were really put on it, but after this incident happened, magically the price dropped $8,000. Seemed a little sus. I'll actually throw up the screenshot. I think I have the CarMax appraisal sheet of the OG one. I don't know if I still have the paper sheet because they printed it out. I might have it in this pile over here. I'll double check, but I probably tossed it out. I'm 99% sure I tossed it out. But yeah, they lowballed me. So I said, you know, I'm just going to hold on to the car and I'll let you guys know. I then hit up one of my very close friends who works at a car dealership, and I said, hey man, look, you know what's going on with the car. Can your used car guy appraise it for me and just get me an offer? Because I'm trying to get out of this car, and CarMax isn't really going to help out. Unless I literally like threaten them, they're not going to help out. And I'm not that type of guy. I'm not the male Karen that goes into a store and is demanding shit. Like, I'm a really, I know you guys probably don't think so, but I'm a really shy person. I don't like talking to people. I'm very uncomfortable when it comes to like situations like that, you know. Like, I'll handle my shit, but like, you know, it's not like the people that I'd be arguing with, they don't know what's going on. It's not their fault. But yeah, so really quickly, my buddy shot all the information of the car, the VIN, the mileage, all this stuff to his used car guy, and his used car guy appraised it $25,000. I was like, you know what? That doesn't seem half bad. That seems like a fair offer, because if they're going to quickly repair what happened, double check over everything like I did and make sure that nothing else is damaged. The car did still drive at that point. I drove it to multiple lots to look at vehicles because I was trying to trade it in. The car does still drive. The car wasn't having any issues. If they are aware of the issues and they're offering me 25, that doesn't sound like a bad price to me. That honestly doesn't sound like a bad price. Especially since it's not their fault. I can't be like, hey man, I got appraised for $28,000 a couple months ago. Like, no, it's not their fault. 25 seems fair. I was like, you know what? I might just take that. What kind of vehicles can I trade that in for? You know, like at first I was looking at Broncos. So I went to a Ford dealership. They said that they would not uphold that appraisal because it wasn't from their guy, which I get. I guess, yeah, that would be a super big flaw. If your homie was an appraiser, let's say we were appraising this Lexus and I wanted to trade this in, and a normal dealership offered me $5,000, but my homie offered me $10,000, I can't just take that 10 sheet and then bring it to a random dealership and say, hey, it's worth 10, you know, like, so I get that. But that's part of the reason why I didn't go with a Bronco. They were only offering me for the AT, or not the AT4, for the Subi. Most dealerships were only offering me like 21, 22. Still, CarMax was still somehow the lowest, even though it was their fucking fault, ironically. But yeah, so I ended up trading in the Subaru to a dealership, and that was my down payment for the AT4. I got out of that car super happy with the AT4. Like I said, they asked about what happened. I disclosed all that stuff. So it's not like I screwed over a random dealership. They said that they're going to check it out and everything like that. So there was no shady stuff going on. I just want to make that clear because I feel like some people are going to say, Drew, you just fucked over some poor dealership with a car. Like, at least you could have fucked over CarMax. And which, if they would have offered me 25, I probably would have sold it right back to them, because in my opinion, that would have been a pretty fair price. We had the car for a year. We put some good miles on it, and we had our fun with it. We made our content with it. It was a good car. But yeah, so long story short, do I recommend buying from CarMax? I don't really see an issue with it. My brother's bought from CarMax, and his car's fine. He still has it. So it's not really a big issue. Would I recommend buying a known lemon from CarMax, like, you know, like a Subaru? Maybe not, but I mean, most of their cars are probably fine. I'm not here to slander CarMax. It's not like CarMax knew that the car was fucked. If they did, then it'd be a different story. But I just wish that they were a little bit more forthcoming with trying to help me out, since they had screwed me over kind of for 3 months. Like, we had a rental, and then we didn't have a rental, so I had to borrow my mom's car because my girl had to drive something, and she's not taking the McLaren to work. I'm sorry. First of all, she wouldn't want to, and second of all, she's not insured on it, so it's just not happening. So we borrowed the Bolt. She got to working back, and that was that. So yeah, that's what happened with the Subaru. It got traded in. Somebody might be able to buy it. So if you want my old car, keep your eyes out. You could probably find it. Anyways, let's talk about a couple things really quick. So I already told you guys what I'm probably doing to this car. If you haven't seen the video where I announced that we're pulling the motor, it's my last video. If you haven't seen the last video, go check it out. The video's almost, or the motor's almost out. I just got to drop the trans and then disconnect the accessory shit and drain the coolant, and she's coming out. She is right there. She's unplugged. She's stripped. She's nice and naked, and I love it. But one might be asking, Drew, what about your other cars? What's going on with them? So like I said, let's just talk about them really quick. First things first, the McLaren. Anything new coming to this car anytime soon? Probably not. Probably not. I might do a new wrap soon. That would be like the soonest thing. But modification-wise, unless Pure Turbos really wants to sponsor me or a exotic shop really wants to sponsor me, probably not dumping a lot of money into this car since the E85 already did fuck up the fuel system. I'm not really eager to throw more money at it. If I wanted to do a full fuel system on this car, we're looking at $16,000. And I could see that money better spent elsewhere. If I was an exotic only channel or this was my only race car, then sure. But $16,000 can push that little slut over there to like 1,500 horsepower. Like that's so much money. I don't see the point in that. So unless Pure Turbos hits me up and wants me to run their Pure Turbos on 91, I don't see anything happening anytime soon. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, speaking of that little slut over there, what's happening with her? So I do have some plans for her. Right now I'm focusing on the Mustang and the Supra. The Mustang just needs suspension. I just need to dial in that fucking suspension so it can hook. And I think the trick to that is going to be a couple things. One, I want to get 90-10 shocks up front. I know a lot of people don't recommend 90-10 shocks on the street, but whenever I drive the car, I'm pretty much ready to fuck around anyway, so I don't care. It's not a daily. I literally haven't driven the car in like 3 weeks. It's just sitting there literally collecting parking tickets. So I don't really care. Like, they also don't recommend driving on slicks 24/7, and I do that. So the 90-10 shit is whatever. But yeah, 90-10 shocks up front, maybe dual adjustable shocks in the rear, battery relocation to the trunk to get some weight over the rear wheels, and loosen up the weight over the front wheels. And I think that might help a little bit. If I need to, I could throw more weight in the rear, and I could even get a K-member up front, a new K-member, a tubular one that'll lighten up the front end, help it just, you know, promote some weight transfer. But I think the 90-10s will completely free up the travel of the front suspension, and dual adjustable will hold the rear low. And the battery relocation, that little extra 50 to 60 pounds lightened up from the front and moved to the rear, might help it out a bit, but we'll see. I could also toss back in, I think I have them here somewhere, yeah, up there, my 355 gears, they're up there. But I don't want to pay another shop to do that, so I might learn to do it myself, and that way I could always just change out my gears on my own. It's not an easy thing, but I feel like, oh, I almost tripped and died. I feel like if I'm pulling a motor, I could probably do gears if I look into it and research it and figure out how to shim and all that stuff. I'm not stupid, but I'm not bright either, so there's that. The truck. What's going on with the truck? All right, so the truck definitely in the near future will be getting wheels and tires. I want to burn through these a little bit. We're going to go back to the desert next week and have some more fun now that the engine's broken in. So that'll be fun. Wheels, tires, I'm going to talk with some of my off-road buddies and see what direction I should go, because I don't want to do stuff twice. I don't want to buy a leveling kit and then buy coilovers and then buy, you know, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to do shit twice. So I'm going to talk with them, tell them kind of how crazy I want to go, and just kind of have them point me in the right direction. It's never a bad idea to get some actual advice before modifying a vehicle that you're not familiar with. I'm not familiar with off-road. I don't know the capabilities. I don't know what works and what doesn't. If it was up to me right now, I'd go buy a light kit and one of those truck bed like triangle reinforcement things, you know, the things that look cool on the ZR2s. I'd go buy something like that. But in my opinion, I know it's not race inspired, but it's goofy. It's Pavement Princess. And then lastly, the Civic. The Civic is not here. I still do own the Civic. I know some people probably think I sold it. I didn't. I hit up one of my buddies who works at a Honda shop. He is the Honda shop. It's his shop. The guy that tuned it last time. And I'm probably going to take it to him and just give him all my parts and have him assemble what I have, and then have him just buy the rest of the shit and assemble the rest of it for me. With me doing this, and me gonna be doing that, and me going to be doing this with the whole restore project, and the car not even being here, I already moved all my tools over here. I don't have tools where the car is at anymore, so I kind of can't work on it. So I know some people will be upset that I won't be installing everything, but I got other cars on my plate. I don't have time for it, so that will get done. I'll probably be taking it to him next week or the week after that. He needs room before he can take it. But yeah, so fun stuff. All of my cars are getting a little bit of something. some more than others, but I can't wait for that Civic. I know once that thing comes back, it's going to be so much fun, and it's going to be hurting so many feelings. I'm kind of happy that it's taking longer than summer, because the car doesn't have AC, and SoCal sucks. It's been like 90 for the past weeks, and I would not drive that car right now, no matter what. I don't care if someone offered me sloppy while driving, I would not be driving that car. It is too fucking hot out. But yeah, so I'm sorry if this is kind of a lazy video. I'm still sick, and I have to hop on this as soon as I upload this video. So after this video, come check out the live stream. I don't know if I'll be live streaming me pulling the trans. I might do that off camera because you guys won't be able to see me anyways, and I won't really have room for a phone under there anyways, unless you guys want to talk to Alma the whole time. But yeah, I'll be doing this today, so come stop by, say hi, and we'll be taking it to go get built. Well, we'll be taking it to go get assembled. We already have the built one. Fun stuff. Come say hi. Hopefully you enjoyed this little informational video. Subscribe, and until next video, peace.